This cocktail was inspired by one of my favorite video games. I'm Brian Johnson, and in this episode of Better Cocktails at Home, I'm going to be making a drink called Marston's Revenge. Now, this is an original cocktail that I created, kind of inspired from one of my favorite video games. So we're going to make it right now. And the first ingredient we're going to start with is a reposado tequila. I'm using Milagro in this case. I think it's a nice product, but I think that, a lot of reposados will work in this, so don't feel like you have to have Milagro. We're going to 2 1/4 ounces of this. And add that to our shaker. And then the next ingredient is yellow chartreuse. And this is obviously it's related to green chartreuse. It's got a lower proof on it. It's a little bit more of a little mellower flavor. Green chartreuse is more intense. So in this case, I wanted to kind of not have it take so much of a front seat in the cocktail. So that's why I went with the yellow variety. I think it's also just equally as good as green chartreuse. So kind of have to use which one depending on what kind of application you're going for. You're really going for that bright chartreuse flavor, go with the green. If you want something a little back seat, a little more mellow, go with the yellow. And we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of this. And add that to our mixing tin. And then the next thing we're going to add is about 1/3 ounce of simple syrup. This particular one I'm using is like a turbinado sugar that I use. You can also use demerara in it. Also works well, I think. So kind of any sugar that's got a little bit of flavor to it, but do 1/3 ounce. And add that. Now for our souring agent, I'm using lemon. And we're going to do 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. And add that in. And then finally for the actual ingredients, I'm going to do 2 dashes of grapefruit bitters. That's everything that goes into the cocktail. You want to give it a nice hard shake, about 8 seconds or so. And now I have to use a cocktail glass for this particular drink. And of course, we want to double strain. And then finally, for garnish, I like to do a zest of grapefruit. It just gives it a really nice flavor, and then just express it well over the top. A little bit on the rim. Tequila and grapefruit really go well together. It's got some really good flavors to it. It's a really nice cocktail. It's pretty tame overall. The chartreuse isn't all that in your face, but you definitely get a little herbalness to it. And then the grapefruit oil and the bitters kind of help to bring that flavor to it. It's a nice little cocktail. I was pretty happy when I came up with it. And then in terms of where I actually came up with this cocktail from, it's from a game that came out in, I think it was 2010, called Red Dead Redemption. It's a Western game. It's fantastic, fantastic game. But the main character spends time in what's kind of like Mexico in the game, and also a little bit larger cities around the turn of the 1900s and the century. And so I kind of thought the tequila with, you know, chartreuse, something might encounter a saloon or something, just kind of was an interesting combination, and that's kind of how I came up with it. But that's how you make Marston's Revenge.